Yo, what's up? This is Bree at Cryptic Tales of Tarot. I am sorry that I'm not wearing the witch hat right now. It is being cleansed and the aromas in it just smell so good that I have to let it calm down. First and foremost, happy early Thanksgiving, okay? Please, 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 guys, be careful on the road because yesterday when I was doing a whole bunch of errands, I believe that it's not just for the collective, but for everybody in general. People were driving like fucking maniacs. Okay? Speeding, I mean, basically riding people's asses, honking, uh, swerving in and out of lanes, all kinds of shit without using blinkers. Some people did use blinkers. It's not worth it to speed. Okay, do the speed limit because you know there's going to be a lot of cops out there. You know it because people will be drinking at these festivities. And if you have to, I know it's going to be expensive as shit, but try to get an Uber or a Lyft. Or shit, I mean, ask relative if you can stay the night because the DUI ain't worth it, y'all. It's just not. And for the collective, I definitely felt that yesterday when I was running errands, all the cars that were going in and out and leaving and shit like that, that's part of spell work of people wanting me, the coven wanting me to get into a fatal car crash. And I hate to say it, but I really do believe that that's what's going to happen to someone tomorrow or sometime this week. Anyways, I hope you guys all enjoy your holiday. And if not, I'm really sorry because I know that not everybody's got someone to celebrate with, whether it's family arguments that tore the family apart or people have just passed away. Some people don't like the holidays, and I send you good, happy blessings, alright? Now, let's get to the point of this crazy ass super. Was it? I said super for a reason. Well, super new moon in Scorpio that happened. Okay, some websites had said that it was the 21st. Some said the 19th. The 19th or the 21st. Whatever. I'm going to give you an explanation of the insanity. And after that, I'll be making videos about horoscope signs for everybody. But I'm going to categorize them as, the fire, earth, water, and air. Okay. Oh, and the funny shit was that when I clicked on to start this channel on my cell phone, it had said 444. So y'all are divinely protected. Mm, damn it. And whoever's got to do the turkey this year, really. Mm, ugh, okay. 454 on the timer. I said, pay attention to all the synchronicities that you're seeing I mean, you could be seeing your divine partner's name or their birthday everywhere, pay attention to animals and plants, all kinds of shit. And yesterday, I'm just paying attention to the road. I'm not looking at the cell phone, no nothing, just concentrate. I shit you not. I drive by an old fashioned cab with the numbers 666, 66, 66. I felt like I maybe had won the jackpot of synchronicity numbers because 666 is not the mark of the beast. Oh, 555, big ass changes. All right. So, welcome to the insanity of the Scorpio New Moon because it's going to be a wild ride full of deep introspection and transmutation. In addition to this lunation is making us examine our levels of emotional maturity, encouraging us to become our own shamans, alchemists, and psychologists. Furthermore, we can blame the intensity of this Scorpio new moon on the Mercury retrograde, along with five other planets that are in retrograde at the same time. Okay. So, having said that, that's why people are acting, they're being moody, uh, irritated. It's emotional, nostalgic, and people being impatient. People not acting like themselves, and the coven is definitely taking advantage of that, especially the karmics, because they just want to annoy you, just do stupid shit to annoy you. So, however, we should take advantage of these energies to look within our most intimate layers of ourselves as human beings, our souls, and our psyches. On another note, Scorpio represents intuition, revelations, truth, liberation, and compassion. The Scorpio new moon is going to reconnect us to the deepest core of ourselves, making us review and revisit our past. And that's because we need to shed old crap first before beginning again. So when we decide on what we're going to do next, our actions will come from a place of truth and reality. And the secret about this new moon is that the most beautiful beginnings come from an honest understanding of our past. Furthermore, as we face the skeletons in our closet, we should prepare to feel uncomfortable because most people don't want to look back at their past, especially if it was full of chaos and abuse. However, if we want to become better versions of ourselves, we've got no choice but to reflect on how those actions made us who we are today. And, if y'all gotta cry, then fucking cry, because it's some deep shit. It's heavy, deep shit. And in my opinion, I said, to be honest, this new moon in Scorpio feels more like a full moon instead. Therefore, it might create awkward situations. So at this time, we all need to take a minute to breathe and find our happy place. Somewhere where we're not going to be bothered at. Okay? And in that happy place, to evaluate our psyches and figure out how to make positive changes. And sometimes the best thing we can do is just enjoy the present. Okay? And stop worrying about what's to come next. Not to mention this Mercury retrograde. Okay. I just wanna, for those who don't understand what retrogrades are, 10-10 on the timer. Okay, if you were to look in a telescope and you were to find, Mercury, it looks like it's moving backwards, but that's not the case. The reason why, and because it looks like it's going backwards, that's why it's called a retrograde. But I mean, in reality, it's just that Mercury is not moving at its full pace that it usually does. And this happens with any other planet that goes into retrograde, whether it's Mars, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, whatever. Whenever they say, "Oh, Saturn retrograde or Uranus retrograde," what they're talking about is the planet looks like it's moving backwards, but it's not. It's just moving much slower than it usually does. 11:22 on the timer. So clearly somebody needed to hear that. Okay. So, like I said, not to mention this Mercury retrograde. It's happening because this alignment is supposed to be introspective rather than expressive. So basically, you're downloading information from your subconscious, retrieving the lost pieces of your psyche, and understanding patterns that have been running your life from behind the scenes. With that being said, before setting new intentions, the new moon in Scorpio dares us to take a hard look at our darkest shadows and toxic patterns and ask us, what patterns have you uncovered about yourself? And what emotions have surfaced from your depths? Take your time, guys, when you think about those questions and write down the answers. Like, go ahead and get a private journal that no one's gonna find. It's kind of like a teenage diary, basically. And write down these questions and really think. Don't just let it go through one ear and out the other and, wipe your ass with it. Excuse me. Now let's talk about the planetary retrogrades. Here we go. Mercury retrograde. It asks you to review your thought patterns and communication styles. Number two, Jupiter retrograde. It makes you expand your knowledge of emotions and family dynamics. Number three, Saturn retrograde. And this is probably the craziest one right now. And that's because it's in retrograde with Pisces. And Pisces makes you take accountability for your spiritual growth. Numero quattro, 4. Neptune retrograde. It shatters all illusions that have been clouding your mind. It makes you take off the rose colored glasses so that you can see shit for what it really is. The last one, Uranus retrograde. It shows you where you've been resisting necessary change. So, holy shit, the insanity makes so much more sense now, doesn't it? And guess what? It says a lot of astrologists they claim that these retrogrades, especially Mercury grade, oh my god, Mercury retrograde, all of these retrogrades, but especially Mercury, They're all gonna last until the full moon in December. And if I remember correctly, I think the December full moon is December 4th. But fuck it. Don't even think about that yet. Just get through these retrogrades first. Okay? Like I said, sometimes all you can do is just enjoy being in the present and not worry about what's to come next. Go find your fucking sacred place. Shit, even if it's at a child park, but no children around and you're swinging on the swing, whatever. Let's see. But even with all these retrogrades, as they say, complexity brings richness. So, technically, you don't need to consciously work with every aspect because this new moon isn't asking you to do more. It's asking you to go inward. This lunation is highly significant since it's an exact conjunction with the new moon, sun, and Mercury retrograde, therefore creating a one hell of a potent atmosphere for mental and emotional processing. And guys, hear me out. If you didn't understand what I just said about the conjunctions and blah blah blah, it's totally fine because I don't understand it either. But I wanted to mention that because for those of you out there who really know astrology like the back of your hand, you would understand that. But I know a lot of people don't. I don't. Because you know what? Fuck it. I mean, I'm just a tarot reader. Okay. Just know that it's gonna be a potent atmosphere feeling phase for mental and emotional processing. Like process your thoughts and your emotions of the shit that you've been through in life. Come to terms with it. Know that, there's no turning back. You can't change what's already been done. I mean, you can think to yourself about, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or had I done this, would the results be the same? Or would it have been A, B, C, D, or E? 1818 on the timer when I said that. I remember my father always asking me shit like that. If you know, excuse me, if you knew then what you know now, would you have done anything differently? Some people will say, hell yeah, I would have done shit differently. Some other people could say, no, because everything happens for a reason. And it made me who I am today. It all depends on how you look at this shit. Think of yourself as a philosopher, really, like Socrates or, Plato. Think to yourself about everything. What's made you happy? Why did it make you happy? What's made you sad, upset, or angry? Why? Is there anything you can do to change it now? Shit like that. I know some of you guys are like, I don't want to do this because this makes me feel all vulnerable and I don't like it. 20:02 on the timer. Finally, During this Scorpio season, we're supposed to be creating our temples for future blessings while doing the inner work. And no matter how hard this journey is, we must remember that we have the strength to navigate our deepest emotions. The magic is already within you, and Scorpio just gives you the key to unlock it. I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but I'm gonna keep it real and honest, like I always have. I don't think that the karmic or the other karmics and some other people in the coven feel like they don't have the inner strength to do that, to go deep inside because it hurts too much. Of course it's gonna fucking hurt. And you're gonna cry because it's called shadow work. Shadow work, it means that you are having to face the skeletons in your closet. So, there you go. And like I said, the next videos are gonna be about the horoscope signs for everybody. Um, Starting with the fire signs and then earth, water, and air. I love you. 21:51 on the timer.